Blessings. Welcome to today's Law Enforcement Daily Devotional. Today we're in Psalm 69, 70, 71, and 77. So only 4 Psalms to read today, which, man, we've got so many in a row in some of these days. But they're short Psalms, doesn't take up a whole lot of time, so I hope you got a chance to read ahead. Really good takeaway from today, and I want to spend a little time on it. It's something that I don't consider very often and I haven't heard a lot of, so it may be something you hadn't thought of a lot. But in all these Psalms, we see David constantly praying to God, constantly asking for help from the attacks of his enemies, whether it's a physical attack or it's somebody who's spreading lies and rumors about him. I mean, he's got his enemies they're after him constantly. And David's constantly praying for help and asking God to protect him. This prayer out of Psalm 71, verse 4, really struck me today because the thought started in one place but kind of ended up in another that concerned me. And so I wanted to bring it to our attention and talk about it today. But this psalm, it's a prayer that the people that we work with and deal with on a daily basis, this is the kind of prayer we expect to hear them offering up. We're going to help somebody else who's been praying to God, praying for help. They're in trouble, they're crying out, and a lot of times we're the answer to that prayer. So we'll come into it being God's little bitty instruments to carry out his justice to help these people. But the thought kind of went a different direction for me. There have been, we're human. There have been times in my life where I haven't been the best cop, or I haven't been the best person, and I've sinned and I've screwed up and I've done things I shouldn't have done. What happens when we're the subject of their prayers? When we're the ones that they're asking God to protect them against? We've got to be very careful as law enforcement officers that we don't become the object of prayer. Uh, would never say or expect or put us in the same category as the people of Sodom and Gomorrah. But the people in that town that God destroyed, he destroyed because the prayers of folks in that town reached God. They're like, Lord, help us. And God did. We don't ever want to be the people that are the subject of prayer because of oppression. We want to act with kindness, gentleness, compassion. We have to use violence when we have to use it. We have to stay safe. Not saying that. We ride this delicate balance of compassion and justice and what it takes to carry that out. And we do our job and we go home safe at night. But we've got to do it in such a righteous manner that we do not become the object of prayer. God is a righteous God. And the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. What scares me and what gives me the fear of the Lord is the fact that I may oppress somebody to the point where they cry out to God and ask for God's help against me. What a sobering thought. But I think it's one that as law enforcement officers we all need to consider. When you're doing something wrong and you don't think anybody's watching, man, somebody is. And if they pray to God and ask for help against you because you're being oppressive or mean or rude or unjust, whatever the case may be, man, I don't want to be on that side of the fence. So anyway, just a great law enforcement takeaway, great thought for today. Tomorrow we're going to be in Psalms again, and we're going to be reading out of Psalm 83, 86, 88, 91, and 95. So read ahead, meet me back here tomorrow, and let's see what else God's Word has to say about law enforcement. Be safe.